So I've got something like 57 questions that I'm going to answer in this video. So the first one is, why do you post content every single day? What's the deeper reason behind it? So there's like no deeper reason behind it. The reason why I upload content every single day is just because I want to get better at the skill of speaking. Because if you really think about it, my whole business, my whole agency, Imperium Media depends on how much I'm good at speaking. And I have to take sales calls, I have to talk to clients, I have to basically talk to my teams, and it's very crucial, and my whole business basically depends on it. And this channel right now, I want to like drive traffic to my basically my business through this YouTube channel, and it's going to be like one of the main driver of my business in future. And if I can only like make this very effective and basically very useful and very strong, if only I am like better at the skill of speaking. And that's why like I upload content every single day, just so that I can basically get better at the skill of speaking and nothing else. And like I have a lots of ideas, and I think you I upload every single day because I have lots of ideas, and that's it. And the second question is, what's your process for coming up with fresh ideas every day? So there's no process. I have like a lot of ideas every single day, and I just capture them and write them. Capture like anywhere. If I have like a notebook, then I capture in a notebook. But if I don't have, then I capture on it like a Google Docs or notes. And you like really don't come up with ideas, you come up with like problems that like people face and your target audience face, and then you make a solution to those videos, and that's your ideas. And I don't like have any standard operating procedure or SOP for coming up with ideas, and I don't like do anything crazy to come up with ideas. I just like have a lots of ideas that I think I can make video on for like almost 2 years, and I know like I'm never ever going to run out of content ideas. And the reason is also like I also like watch a lot of content. That's why I think I have like so much ideas, because if you have like good input, your outputs are going to be very like amazing and awesome. And my inputs are like very amazing because of outputs. And the third question is, what made you start in business in the first place? So I was like angry at the world, and I just like don't want to live an average I am deeply disturbed by mediocrity, and like living a normal average life. So that's the thing that got me started in the first place in business. And I think there are like a lot of reasons why I started, but if I could like remember just one thing, it would be that I just did not want to live an average life. And the fourth question is, what's your 10-year vision for the Imperium Media? So I basically want to exit my company or sell my company to any buyer who is willing to basically purchase my company and like give me cash flow in money in cash. And I like don't want stocks, and I'm like willing to sell my company at something around 100 million to 500 million range, and even like beyond that if I can, and if I've like build Imperium Media at that level. But I think I can't. Maybe it's a limiting belief, I don't know. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of time. But I want to like do this all of this in like just 10 years, which is insane. And I don't know like if it's possible or not, but I'm going to try, and nothing is impossible for him who will try. So I just want to like make sure that my company Imperium Media is like a money printing machine, and it's like prints 50 to 100 million dollars in profit. Yes, in profit every single year, and not like revenues. And I want to like have a net income very much high, and I'm going to make sure to basically increase the lifetime value of each customer for Imperium Media. And I think I can like pretty much get I can make a lots of money from like few clients, and by few clients I mean like a lot of clients, and not like thousand, I mean like hundreds and hundreds. if I just like increase their lifetime value, and I think I can like pretty much increase it to like 6 to 7 figures. That's maximum. And I really don't have like idea about what's going to happen in the future, and I'm like not trying to predict it. And he who lives by crystal ball will have to eat shattered glasses, and you can't like basically predict the future. And my vision is to basically become like make sure that Imperium Media is like a money printing machine, and it's like printing lots of money. And I want to like solve real massive problems that I've seen like among service based niches. And maybe like I'm going to expand in future to like other niches as well, like e-commerce or fashion brands, and as a SaaS, and real estate, and sports, and like a lot of niches that I think I'm going to do in future. Because in the start you have to be like very narrow down, and in the future you can like basically serve everyone, and you have to like look at the current situation as well. And that's what my plan for Imperium Media is. And the next question is, what does Imperium mean to you personally? So Imperium Media is basically my company, and it basically means nothing to me. It's just like intangible or like some sort of thing, and it's like just a driver. It's like just a thing for me to grow personally and evolve into the person that I want to become. Because I think your business basically evolves if you evolve, and when like I evolve, my business will evolve. And it's basically like a thing that it's helping me to basically evolve into the person that I want to become. And I think life's greatest accomplishments is evolution, and evolution is life's greatest force. And you are either dying or evolving, and my business basically Imperium Media serves me to basically evolve. And it also like serves me personally to make a lots of money. And yeah, like I'm in this thing for personal gains. I'm like not denying it. I want to like make sure my family like have everything they want, and it's like just a personal thing. And yeah, like I'm in this for like personal gains too. I'm like not denying it, and that's just what it is. And the sixth question is, if Imperium were a philosophy instead of a company, what would its core doctrine be? So it's like very hard to describe, because I have not like come up with the mission statement, vision statement, values, principles, and basically the cause that I'm after. So like I have to like really think about it very deeply, because it's like going to have like a very influence on like the future of my company, and the actions and behavior and the culture we have at Imperium. So it's like hard to answer this question, but I can like pretty much say it's to basically have very high standards, and be like death before dishonor, and basically truth above everything else, and just be like radically open minded, and client worshipping, and focus on like client. And that's it. But I think I will like have to come up with this in like I have to think about it in detail, and I think it's like very important. And the seventh question is, which CEO or founder has influenced your thinking the most, and what's the single biggest lesson you took from them? So it's like hard to answer this question, but there are like no single CEO or founder that has influenced my thinking. But if you ask me like who is it, then I would like say it's Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos is like the CEO and founder of Amazon, and basically he have influenced my thinking the most, and I've like learned a lot of lessons from him. And I think the number one lesson that I think I learned from him, and like there is not like one single lesson that I learned from him. There are like tons of basically lessons. And I've like read the letters to Amazon's letters to shareholders, and I've basically learned a lot from reading that, and you should go and read it by yourself. And the biggest lesson I learned from like Chef Bezos is basically long-term thinking. And long-term thinking is like very huge, because a lot of people are just thinking about like what they are going to do the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. But Jeff Bezos basically like I used to think that like I was very long term thinker, but then I like basically read about and study Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos like really took it to whole another level, and that's what like I'm focusing on with my company Imperium Media, and I have like a 10-year vision and not like 5 or 2 year, and I think it's like going to take a lot of time, and you have to like delay gratification, and business by definition is delay gratification, and you have to like sacrifice short term pleasures and short term gains in order to basically win in the long term game, and you win like long term, and that's the only win that counts. And the eighth question is, what's one philosophy or one thing that completely shifted how you lead Imperium? So that's not one thing, but I would say it's basically focusing on like customer, and basically becoming customer obsessed, and it's like a philosophy by Sam Walton, founder of Walmart. It's like a very big company now, and I've read his biography, Made in America by Sam Walton. And if you have not read that biography, you are very irresponsible as a business person or anyone about interested in business. Just go and read that autobiography. It's like amazing, and it's just like focusing on like customers and clients, and that's what like I'm going to do. I like have a support channel, and I just want to make sure that I'm like looking after my clients, and like a lot of people say that they like value their client, they put their clients first, but there's a big difference between what you say and what you do, and that's what like I'm going to do, basically not just say things but actually do those things. And the next question is, who are your favorite figures in psychology and philosophy, and how have they influenced the way you think? So again, there is not like any particular psychology and philosophy figure that like I really admire, because like I've read and study, and I've basically not like biased against one person, and I've like basically read from and learn from everything and everyone. So there is not like one single, but if you like ask me what is like my favorite figures in psychology, it would be basically like it would be Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. And Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud are like huge for me, because they have like opened my eyes to like a new world. And Sigmund Freud is like man was a deep thinker, and Carl Jung was also a deep thinker, very deep thinker, and their writings and their work have profoundly influenced me in the ways I cannot like even fathom and imagine. And you have to like read the works of Carl Jung, and I want to like desperately and I want to read his book, The Red Book, and I'm like willing to spend like few I'm willing to spend like a lots of money that I do not have to buy his book, The Red Book, which is like very amazing book. And I've spent like a lots of like money to basically get the book of Carl Jung, which was like very expensive. And I've like searched relentlessly for to read like the books and buy the books of like Sigmund Freud, and their thinking has like influenced me the most. And like these are like two figures that have like profoundly changed the way I see the world, and have like influenced my thinking in the last few years or so. And the next question is, yeah, I forget about like answering about like philosophers. So in philosophers, you can probably say it's like Friedrich Nietzsche, and yeah, it would be like just Friedrich Nietzsche. And I think Friedrich Nietzsche has like influenced a lots of my thinking, and his quotes are like very brilliant, and I basically love Friedrich Nietzsche. And I think I'm like pronouncing his name not correctly. His name is Friedrich Nietzsche, and his books are like amazing, and I just don't understand his books, but I like understand his philosophy and what he wants to say. And maybe like when you are like 16-year-old, then you should not like read Friedrich Nietzsche, and his philosophy is like for advanced people, and it's hard. And I like just Friedrich Nietzsche, and his philosophy is like amazing. and he's like my one of favorite philosopher. And there are like a lots of other philosopher as well, like Socrates, and Socrates has like influenced a lot of my thinking and the things that I value the most. And I think there's only one person that I know like absolutely value truth above everything else, and it was like Socrates. And I've never read and basically known any person who's like stands for truth like Socrates did. So I have like huge and immense respect for Socrates, because he was like just after the death of Socrates, we have like seen this thing of like basically pros- prosperity in like thinking and basically in philosophy. And without Socrates, I think it would not be like possible. And if you are like watching this from heaven, Socrates, then I love you, Socrates, and you are like my favorite philosopher of all time. And I even have your wallpaper on my mobile screen. And I love you, Socrates. And the next question is, if you could have a conversation with any philosopher, writer, who would it be and what you ask first? So I think I would like basically want to have a conversation with like Fyodor Dostoevsky, and I have not like read the works of Fyodor Dostoevsky because I don't have any time, and I want to basically become a billionaire, so it does not make any sense for me to read like basically read literatures and stuff like that. So I'm like not going to do that, but I like Fyodor Dostoevsky, and his one or two books have like really inspire me. And he basically writes a lot of like great novels. And I will like just ask him like what's the meaning of life, and like there is not like one single particular question that I'm going to ask. But yeah, and if I'm like talking about a writer, I also want to like go to like have a conversation with Franz Kafka. And basically my man was like very depressed and I just want to like have a honest conversation with him, and basically make sure my friend Franz Kafka is not like depressed and in like real trouble and deeply disturbed. And his quote, I've basically I spent all of the life. His quotes like are very amazing, and I use them a lot of the time. And I think a lot of teen girls are like crazy behind like Kafka, and not just teen girls, but like the whole people in this like age of 50 to like 25 or 30. They are like crazy behind Kafka nowadays. And yeah, Kafka is great. I have read his work, and I love Kafka. And you have to like read the works of Kafka if you like want to basically understand his philosophy and his work. And my man was like very amazing. And I just like it makes me feel sad that it just did not like publish a lots of work and a lots of reading. And he has I think just two books. And but these two books are like enough. And just go and read like The Trial, The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. It's like amazing books. And his letters to like his lover or something like that, you can read that too, but I have not read. And the next question that I've got is, how would you explain the concept of NCA, negative cost of acquisition, to someone new in marketing? So basically, you see in traditional marketing, you have to like pay money and basically paid to get customers. But when you got like NCA, basically negative cost of acquisition, you are getting paid to basically acquire customers, and which is insane. Like just think about it. If you can like get paid to acquire customers, and basically customers are going to pay you, but you also get paid to like acquire them, then like it's insane. And you can like pretty much outspend all your competitors. And the thing is that he who can spend the most amount of money to acquire a customer will win over the long term. And I think that's very true. But if you take like it further, then it would be like, if we could increase the lifetime value of each customer, will win over the long term. And that's what the refined and according to me is like right. And very what is like NCA. And yeah, like I'm going to achieve NCA in future, but it's going to like take me a lot of times and years to basically get NCA. And once I get it, I will like basically streamroll one of, not one of, but like every one of my competitors. And I'm going to basically also increase like the lifetime value of each of my client to like 6 and 7 figures. And I don't know like how I'm going to do this. It will like require me a lots of like thinking and basically critical thinking and thinking like a lot and a lot. And it's like hard and it's like not easy, and I have to like be very very strategic about it. And I'm going to like achieve NCA, negative cost of acquisition, through this YouTube channel. Yes, this YouTube channel is basically going to help me get negative cost of acquisition. And the 12th question is, what's the most underrated channel for client acquisition right now? So well, I think the most underrated channel for client acquisition right now is not like anything. Like every platform is great, you just have to basically stay and stick to them. And I think every platform work, like whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's like YouTube organic, and like Facebook ads, or basically Facebook DMs, and Instagram DMs, like everything works. And you just have to basically stick to that and understand that. And if you like ask me what's the most underrated channel for client acquisition right now, I would say it's like paid ads. And in paid ads, I mean like Instagram ads. And Instagram ads like are crazy, and that's like the most underrated client acquisition channel right now, according to me. And that's just what I think is. Maybe it's like not really, but I think Instagram ads are like the most underrated channel for client acquisition right now. And the next question is, what's the one decision that changed your agency's trajectory? So there is not like one single decision, but I would say like few smaller and basically a lots of decisions that change it. And I think one is basically to like delay gratification and think long term. And this is a huge one, because I know that after like few years I'm going to like suffer losses. And I mean like not losses, but I'm like not going to make as much money as like I used to be and I wanted to be. And that's completely fine. Like maybe after 5 years I'm seeing that I'm making like 1 million every single month. And then like I decided to like make shifts and changes in my business so that like I can win in the long term. And I know that at that time I'm going to basically have to incur short term like short term insatisfaction to basically get long term outcomes and long term satisfaction. And I'm like still going to make money by that, but I will like have to like make sure that I'm like always focusing on the long term thing, because I just want to like win in over the long term. And I don't care about like winning now and the next year and even like the 5 year or 10 year. I just want to win like the long term and over a long horizon of time. And that's the decision that I've basically made at my agency Imperium Media, that is like changing the complete trajectory of my entire agency. And the next question is, what's your agency's unfair advantage? So it will like be, it might come as narcissistic and egoistic egoistic. But I think my biggest not my but my agency's unfair advantage is that I am like the agency owner. And I know like this is very very narcissistic and egoistic, but I think I am like the unfair advantage that my agency basically has, because I'm like I have this YouTube channel and it's like also going to be unfair advantage. But I like I have like my teams. They are like also going to be very very like they are also going to be unfair advantage to other people who are like competing against me. And A lot of people think that my biggest advantage is that like I read books, or I have this channel, or like I'm young, or I have this or that thing, etc. But the biggest advantage and the unfair advantage that I have with my agencies that others don't have is my ability to suffer and my ability to endure pain and suffering. And basically I'm like willing to go to great lengths to basically make my services better, and a lot of people like can't tolerate. And my agency's advantage is basically my offer and my service and basically me myself. And the next question is, what's the hardest part about running an agency most people don't see? So I think the hard part about running an agency is that first of all, like it's not easy, and it's going to like takes a lot of time, and really a lot of time to basically get what you want out of that agency. And it's like very very hard to sign client when you're just starting out, and your first 5 to 10k per month are going to be very ruthless, and it will basically take you like something like 1 to 2 years before you like start seeing any real results. And I'm like in just like 1 or 2 years, and it's like going to take a lot of time, and it's like very very hard to sign client. And I think a lot of people fear rejection, and as agency owners you have to like basically get clients and basically reach out to people, whether it's like cold DM, emails, phone calls, and door to door. You just have to go, and basically you as an agency owner you have to basically acquire clients, and it sucks. It's not easy and it's hard, and that's like the hardest part about running an agency that like most people don't see. And it's like really really tough to get your first few clients. That's the hard part. And the 16th question is, what would Imperium look like if you disappear tomorrow? So if I disappear tomorrow, it would like be nothing, and I think it would not like be where I want it to be, because I would no longer be. And I think this is a huge one, because I want to like remove myself from future when like I've built my company to basically like multi 9 and multi 10 figures, and which is insane. Like I want to make sure that I'm like just as a consultant when I sell my company to someone else. And that's the key thing of all, is that I will only sell my company to the buyer, who is basically the thing. I'm like very aware that my company Imperium Media is going to die one day, and there's nothing that live forever. Okay, and my company is going to die, and I want to make sure that the buyer I sell to and their employees basically extend the timeline to which my company die. And I will like be as a consultant and as a CEO if they want me to, but I'm like going to be very very far from my business. And maybe like I'm like not fully like confirmed, and I have not like really thought about that I want to sell my company, and I'm like not at that level. So I actually don't have like enough information to tell about this and what's like I'm going to do at that time. We have to like see what happens at that moment and at that time. And I know I'm going to make video at that time, and basically tell everyone about that also on this channel. So just stay with me like for few years, and you will see that what I say is like actually I'm going to make a reality, and it's not like some bullshit or some nonsense. And the next question is, what would destroy Imperium faster than competition ever could? So I think it's basically hiring the wrong people, and it's like going to destroy Imperium faster than like our competition ever could. And if you really think about it, I'm like selling services, but I'm actually selling people. And you have to like hire the right people, because the penalties for hiring wrong are like very very hard to bear. And I want to just make sure that we have like the best people who work at Imperium. And I'm like not going to hire any B players, because the thing about is that if you hire A players, they are going to hire other A players. But if you hire like B players, then they are going to hire other B players. Not like, the thing is that A players hire A players, and B players hire C players, and then C players hire D players, and then those D players hire F players. And the truth is that, like, if you've got like F players in your team, then you are fucked up. So that's what I think I don't want. I'm like not going to hire any B or C or D player, and I always going to hire like A player. And team is like very important, and that's like one of it's like going to be one of the modes that I will have, and unfair advantage over other people. And it's like going to destroy Imperium faster than our competition could. And I think it would be like my own hubris, my own excessive pride, my own overconfidence that can like basically ruin and destroy Imperium faster than our competition ever could. And the next question is, what's your threshold for risk? So I'm like very risk tolerance, and I am like very huge risk taker, because I think no risk, no story. And you have to like basically take risk, because the biggest risk that you can take is to basically not take any risk. And my threshold for risk is like I'm going to like take a lots of risk. And the thing I'm doing right now is I'm risking it all, like everything, like everything in my life and everything in my business and basically everything. And my threshold for taking risk is like very high, and it's like going to got it's going to like get a lot much more high in future. And I'm just like willing to risk, and I'm willing to like suffer the consequences of that, and basically endure pain. And the next question is, what's one thing you'd never compromise in your business? So it's like basically excellence, and basically getting my customers like outcome. And the thing about like my agency and like agencies and stuff like that is that you can deliver your service, but still you can't get people outcome. And I think that's what's happening right now in this agency space. Your agency can like deliver out basically services but not get outcome to their clients, and that's what I'm like trying to really hardcore focus on and relentlessly pursue, is to make sure that basically that I deliver on what I promise. And it's like the one thing that I will never ever compromise in business, to basically give my clients the results they want, the outcomes they want. And remember that people like don't buy your services, they buy outcomes. And the people are not like buying your methods, they are buying what that method will basically do for them. And that's what like I'm focusing on, is to just to make sure that like I would like never compromise excellence. And basically making sure that my clients get outcomes that I promise, and I have like a refund rate. And if I like just don't deliver on the outcome that I say I'm going to deliver, then basically they get a full refunds. And I know like there are like few terms and conditions and policies that I have before like I basically refund, but it's like very structured toward them, and I basically put my skin in the game. And that's the thing that I will like never ever compromise in business, is to basically make sure that my clients get the results that I promise. And the next question is, how do you know when it's time to fire someone? So basically the moment you like feel the need to tightly manage someone, you know that you've made a hiring mistake. And if you like if you like have a particular culture at your like company, and if you hire someone and then you see that your culture is like changing and it's like not what it used to be, then you know that you've made a hiring mistake and you have to like fire that person. And I think no one like wants to fire anyone, and it's like basically hurts, but I think you have to be like very brutal with it. And everything that you want is like on the other side of hard conversation that you are not having. And I'm like going to be hire very slowly, and I'm going to fire very very fast. And I think that's what you have to do if you want to like basically build a great company. And it's like I will like give time to people basically like few weeks to basically perform very well. But if they don't perform very well and they are not in KPIs, then I'm going to like fire them. And I don't want like any lame person to work at my company, and I want them to be basically work and just be better every day. That's what my philosophy is to like just make little improvements and be better every day than you were before. And death before dishonor, basically like I will not tolerate like any dishonor that any like one of team member does, and I will basically fire them. And it's like very very huge. You have to like hire the right person and basically get them to the you have to get them on the bus and on the right seat. And the next question is, what's your framework for solving problems fast? So yeah, like I don't like really have any framework for solving problems fast, but I think there are like a lots of mental models that you can use to basically solve a lots of problems in your life and in your business. And mental models are basically amazing. And like there are lots of mental models that you can use to like solve your problems in business and in life. And I think one is basically first principle thinking. And if you don't know like what first principle thinking is, then that's why like you are poor, because first principle thinking is basically breaking down things to their core fundamental truths that could not like you argue from further, and then reasoning up from there. And that's how basically you get at the truth and get good outcome. And truth, or more precisely an accurate understanding of reality, is the essential foundation for any good outcome. And if you can like understand things to their first principles and you can like reason up from there, then you can like pretty much get what you want and get like really really great outcomes and great results. And you have to like think from first principle. And if you are like not thinking from first principle, you are going to make decisions on things and on situations and basically on reality that on things that are like not based on grounded on reality and truth. And that you have to be like very very be careful about like how you solve problem, and you always want to break down things to their core fundamental truths and their first principles. And the next question is, how do you balance short term wins with long term strategy in your decisions? So I am a long term thinker, but you have to be like win in the short term also to basically ensure your survival. And this is like a huge one, because I think you as a company, and more importantly you as a person, you have to survive in the short term. And you have to basically make sure that your basic needs are basically met. And you are like not hungry or poor or basically have no clothes or like you are not in shelter. You have to like basically balance short term with the long term strategy. And I think I'm like kind of in like I think that like I'm a very long term thinker, but maybe I'm not, and maybe like I'm like a very short term thinker, because I want my agency to be like at 8 to 9 figure, like 8 to 9 figure in like just 1 decade, which is kind of possible, but I have to like think very long term. And yeah, like I'm like going to balance short term wins with long term strategy in my decisions. So the next question is, how do you avoid bias creeping into your decision making process? So yeah, like every human being, including me, including you, is self biased. And that's the reason why most worldviews are skewed. And I think the way like I make decisions is to like basically I like have really really great mental models that I use to make decisions, and my few values and principles that I use to like make a decision. And I think you have to have like a decision making process, and if you don't have, then you are going to like suffer decision fatigue and not going to like make very very effective decisions. So you have to like focus on that also. And I'm like not saying that like I'm not biased, like I am actually biased, and that's just what every person is on planet earth is. They are like all self biased, and I'm like not different than you and not different than others. And the next question is, when faced with uncertainty, how do you systematically reduce risk before acting? So I've like told you earlier, my risk threshold is like very high, and uncertainty is like you are going to be uncertain, and I'm like very very uncertain like about what's going to happen in the future, about like a few years. And there is not like anything that I can like basically do systematically to reduce risk before acting. And I can like never be sure, and I'm like not god, and I cannot like predict future. And I've tell you like already in this video that he who lives by shattered ball, he who lives by crystal ball will have to shattered glasses. And this is like very very true. It's a saying on Wall Street, I think so. And it basically says he will like make predictions about future is going to get like bit off in the face, and basically it's going to be like be failure, and it's going to be like very very wrong. And I fear being wrong more than like I fear anything else. I just want to be basically right, and I'm like willing to be like considered and seen as wrong, and I just want to be like right. And the next question is, what's one sales principle that changed the way you close deals forever? So there is not like one single sales principle again, but if I could like say, it's that selling is like not logical, and it's not like reasoning. You have to like use emotions to sell anything, and every buying decision that any human being make is basically based on emotions and not on logic. And maybe it's like justified by logic later, but every single that any human being make is basically based on emotions and not on logic. And that's like a shift that I have, because back before then I used to like basically sell things through like logic and reasoning, and basically using rationality. But now I think people like are very irrational, and they are like emotional, and people buy things when like they are like they are in emotions, and they are like driven by emotions. And I think the two biggest, like there are like a lots and lots of definition of selling, but if we just combine all of these words into one, then it would be like selling is change. And every human being hates like change, and especially when it's like initiated by a pushy salesperson who's trying to push his product or service, and we basically hate it a lot. And the way you do that is to basically make them like feel pain, and make them like see the fear of future pain, and what happens if basically they don't change. And these are like the two biggest drivers that causes any human being to change. And that's the like the sales principle that changed the way like I close deals forever. And the next question is, what's like one unconventional ad strategy you swear by that most marketers ignore? So I would say it's to like just copy ads and ad strategy that are working, because the hardest and the longest way to basically get rich and like do anything great in life is to just try to come up with something new, something radical, something different, and it just don't work. Why would like try to come up with something new, something new, something different, something radical ads and something like crazy strategy, if I can just like copy something that's working? And if like ad strategy is working, I just copy it. And there's no shame in like copying things, and a lot of marketers are like think that copying is bad. But like wake up kid, and basically wake up man, like you are like not in like school, and you are not in like college or university. these rules of these things don't apply in like real in the game of business and in the game of life, and you have to like copy. And that's my unconventional ad strategy that like I swear by, that most marketers basically ignore. And I don't care, like I will copy whatever's working, and I'm like going to copy my way all the way through to like seven figures to six figure to seven figures to eight figures to nine figures and to even 10 figures and to even beyond that. And I'm going to copy my way basically all the way through becoming a billionaire and multimillionaire. And that's like my unconventional ad strategy that I swear by. And that's the thing that like most marketers ignore. And the next question, it's like I think I've got something like 57 questions, and we are like at 27 questions, and I have to keep going. I'm like going to make this very very long. So the next question is, what's one sales myth that needs to die in 2025? So the sales myth that I think is like basically it's like just I've like seen a lot of people, they basically don't build like enough pain in their prospects mind, and they don't like make them feel and see the fear of future pain, and that's like causing and basically does not cause them to basically change and basically buy their product or services. And I think that's like a very very huge problem for salespeople. And I think the myth that needs to die in like 2025 about sales is that like it's hard to like think about it. I have like probably have to think about it. And so the old way of selling where basically using like frameworks and scripts to basically sell things, like if you are like using scripts, and I'm like not demeaning it, and I'm like not saying that you should not like have a script. All I'm saying is that you should have a script. And the thing about scripts is that your script should be like very very flexible, and should not be like very rigid and be like attached and just like say in conversation with your prospects script by script. Because you like your prospects can tell you when like you sound scripted. And the greatest salesperson and salespeople I know basically don't like use scripts, and they've like they use scripts, but they actually don't need scripts. And you have to become so great at sales that you no longer any script. And the myth that needs to die in is basically that it's hard to say, because there are like a lots of myths that needs to die. Like you like first of all you should not like use the framework of like AIDA or ADA and those old ways of like selling things. And those things are like not effective. And these like those models and those frameworks and those teachings of past don't work anymore in this like current environment, in this current world. And those are like very outdated sales strategies and methods. And that's the need that needs to be done in like 2025 I think. And the next question is, how do you test offers without wasting ad spend? So without like without wasting ad spend. So the way you like test offer is to basically like do a lots and lots of research and market research, and then you actually found out like that there's actually a problem. And then you basically create your offer. And your offer is basically like a key, and your market is basically a log. And when you have like this log, this like key, your offer, and then you can like open the market, and then you can like makes a lot of money. But before you can do that, you have to basically test and test. And I think I'm like very, it's like one of my philosophy, and it's like one of the things that like I value the most. And I'm like always doing is to basically testing and testing. And testing is like if you are like going to test thing, then you are going to fail. And it's like inseparable to in from failure. And you have to like test to see what's working. And there's like no other way to know what's working other than testing. And the way test offers without like wasting any ad spend is to basically try to like do like cold outreach, or try to talk with like the people that your offer is made for. And that's how you like basically test offers without wasting ad spend. And the next question is, what's one uncomfortable truth about growth that no one wants to admit? So I think it's that growth is pain, and when you are not in pain, you are not growing. And pain is like a universal law when if you want to basically like evolve and grow. And pain is growth, and growth is painful, and it's like the uncomfortable truth that no one wants to basically admit that it's like painful. You also have to like sacrifice a lot, and not just sacrifice but basically sacrifice everything, and sacrifice things that you are attached to and that you are addicted to. And then at that like you are like doing for years and years, and you have to like sacrifice those things. And that's how like you basically grow. And remember that when you are not in pain, you are not growing. And right now I think I'm like not in pain, that's why I'm like not growing. But I'm like always looking for things to sacrifice. I'm always looking for opportunities for to basically put myself in enough pain, and basically like face pain and resistance, and basically face evolving pain, so that I can basically grow. And growth is painful. And just remember that when you are not in pain, you are not growing. And the next question is, what's one belief you had about business that turned out to be completely wrong? So one belief I had about business was that like it's very hard, and it's like a very complex thing to do. And I used to think that you have to like study for years and years, and like basically you have to like go to university, and go to college, and then like do MBA, or you have to like do a very very professional work. And that's how like basically you build a business, and you can like be in business and in the game of business. And that's like the very very wrong belief that I used to have about business. And that belief was, I think, be proven wrong completely when I was 30 to 40 years old. And for almost a decade I believe that business is this complex thing, but it's actually not. And business is like very very simple, and maybe it's hard, but it's like very simple. And you don't have to have a PhD or an MBA in business to basically start a business or do business. And you can like start it even if you are like a kid, or and even if you are like a teenager. And that's like that's like the belief that turned out to be completely wrong. And the next question is, what's the biggest illusion most agency owners lives under? So I think the biggest illusions most agency owners lives under is they think that they are going to do this by this. And what I mean by that is that it means that they think that they are going to like make this amount of money and sign this amount of client by this amount of time, or by this thing. And I think that's like a very very that's the fastest way to basically demotivate yourself and basically quit. And if the thing about like quitting and like not giving up is that you basically win if you are like not willing to give up. And the person who like never gives up is he just wins. And you should not like basically give up. And the only way like you are going to give up is basically if you like set a timeline and a deadline for you to achieve your goals, and then you did not achieve those goals. And then basically you get demotivated and you basically quit. Let's say you are an agency owner, and you want to basically make 10K per month in like 3 months or 6 months. And you decide that like it's your timeline and it's your deadline. And by the time 6 months have passed and you have not like hit 10K per month, then you are absolutely demotivated. And you will like want to quit and give up, but you have to like remember the story of James Stockdale, and you should have to like know the Stockdale paradox, which is that basically confront the brutal facts of reality and remain an unwavering faith and belief that you will prevail in the end no matter what. And I think that's like hugely profound. And James Stockdale paradox, his paradox is basically like one of the things that I've learned that have like shifted how like I think about business and how I think about life. And you have to like confront the brutal facts of reality and remain unwavering faith that you will prevail in the end and no matter what. And this is like one of the key mindset belief and worldview shift that I have this year. And like you 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 want to be like he basic the paradox is that the people who were like optimist die first and pessimist also die first, but you have to be like not very much optimistic and you also don't want to be like too much pessimistic. You want to be in the middle and you have to like remain unwavering faith that like you will prevail in the end and no matter what. And you have to like confront the brutal facts of reality and just accept that you are like not going to hit 10k per month in like 6 months and like not even a years or not even few years. And that's like just the brutal facts of reality, but just remain unwavering faith that you will hit 10k per month. And like but it's going to take time and you have not to basically think that I will like do this by this. And that's like why a lot of people quit. And you should not like set deadlines to basically achieve your goals. And the next question is, what's one mistake that cost you the most but taught you the most too? Well, my life is basically based on a big series of mistakes, and there is not like one single mistake that I can point to and say that it's like my biggest mistake and it have cost me the most, because I've like made a lot of mistakes. And my whole life, my whole business is like a big series of mistakes. And like these are like not just mistakes, these are very very painful mistakes. And whenever I reflect on these painful mistakes, I know that like I'm like growing, because pain plus reflection equal progress. And you have to like reflect on your painful situations, and that's when like you find the opportunities for growth. And it take me a lot of time to basically figure this out and like figure out my mistakes. And I'm like not like proud of the mistakes that I've made. And I think I've made mistakes have not made me. And the one mistake I think it's to like just to like be afraid of what people if of going to think of me, and basically like the fear of the rejection. And these two things are like very very big mistake that I make, is to basically care about what other people think of me. And now I have basically stopped caring what other people basically think about me a long time ago, like 2 to 3 years ago. But that mistake basically held me back a lot, and like the fear of rejection also. And like I still sometimes fear rejection deep down, because like if you don't like fear rejection, that I will call you a psychopath. And I like fear rejection, and I'm like just a normal being, but I know that I'm going to build my reserves of like pain and pain tolerance by like basically getting rejected a lot of the time, because I've get rejected by a lots of people in like a lots of things like my personal life, my professional life. And I'm like basically constantly getting rejected, and I love rejection. And it's called Stockholm paradox. And it's basically means that the more you are exposed to something, the more you are going to like it. And I'm like exposed to like pain and suffering a lots of time, so that's why I think I love it and I cherish it absolutely. And that's like the mistake. Like there are like lots of and lots of mistakes. Like if I just talk about my mistakes, it's going to be like a very detailed video, and it's going to be like something 5 to 10 hours, and I can like speak about that for like horse in horse, but I think that's like a topic for whole another day. But yeah, like just understand that my life is based on a big series of mistakes, and I've made like tons of mistakes and painful ones. And the next question is, what's one lesson business taught you that no book or mentor ever could? So the lesson that one lesson that business taught to me that like no book or any mentor could is that personal life affects business, and if you like basically evolve personally, then your business is going to evolve, because companies are a reflection of their founders, and when you are like starting out and basically if you like improve yourself, if you grow personally, then your business would grow. And that's like what I talk about in my vlog, the age of introspective CEOs, where I talk about like how personal growth drives business growth. And I think that's the lesson that business has taught me so far, that no book or mentor could ever could. And the next question is, what's one thing you wish every young entrepreneur understood earlier? So I think people are like going to judge you, and you are basically going to think about like quitting and giving, and it's going to a long, painful, hardful battle for you to basically get what you want. And I think the one thing that every young entrepreneur should understood earlier is that you should like ask for help, and you should like absolutely like ask for help to basically for people, and you should not like care what other people think of you, and like ask for help, because I've made this mistake like for not asking help for people, and it's have like costed me a lot. And you don't like have to be like very hubris and have excessive pride and overconfidence in yourself, because when you are starting out, when you are young, people are basically going to help you and they are willing to help you. So take that opportunity and let people help you, and don't be like egotistical, and don't be like very deeply narcissistic, and just don't like be in the game of business to make like money. And what you have to like have a vision, you have to have like a mission, and you have to have like your values and your principles, and you have to like have a cause that you are after, and you are not just here for money, to like have a purpose. And nothing's like more fulfilling than knowing that like I've achieved my purpose, and I'm like always prioritizing and purpose over like everything else. And that's like my philosophy. And it's like very hard to know like what's your purpose in life and in business when you are like just starting out, and you have to like really contemplate a lot and think about a lot of this. And it's like going to take you like a lots of year to basically figure out what your purpose in life and in business is. And when you are like starting out, you are like just looking to make like quick monies, and basically make sure like you don't get fall into the trap of thinking that what Instagram says business is what actually business is. I can tell you that that's not what actual business is. What you see on Instagram is like really fake, and it's like not true. And in like real life, business is pretty much hard, and it's like not glamorous, and it's like not fancy, and it's like not easy. And it's like not what like you see on Instagram and other platforms. And you are going to like know, and you are going to realize the painful reality of being an entrepreneur. And it's going to sucks, but yeah, like it sucks, but it's only going to get worse, and you have to accept this fact. And your like in your first year of entrepreneurship, just don't basically try to like make money or like achieve any goal. Just try not to quit for 1 years or 2 years. And if you can like do this, then you can absolutely achieve your goals. Just like try not to quit for 1 or 2 years. And one lesson that like one thing that I wish every young entrepreneur should understood earlier is that you should not basically like chase new shiny things. And I think that's like the mistake that I've made pretty much. And I've seen like a lots of young people, young entrepreneur who chase like new shiny things. And also like a lot of young entrepreneur are like not thinking in like long term thinking, and they are like very very short sighted, and they are focused on like short term gratification and short term dopamine and pleasure than like long term wins and long term satisfaction. So you have to understand that it's going to take a lot of time, and you are going to suffer, and it's like not going to be fun, and you are going to lose people, and you are be like going to be misunderstood by a lot of people. And like that's like the thing that's happened with me. Like I've been misunderstood by a lots of people, and I've like lost pretty much everyone in my life at this point. But I don't care. Like I don't give a like f. I really don't give a f about like what other people think of me. And I really don't care about people now. Before maybe I used to when like I was a kid, but now like I've killed that boy, and like now I'm a man. And I just don't care. And the next lesson is, what's your biggest non-negotiables? So I am always refusing to be I'm like after excellence, and I'm always refusing to like lower my standards, and I have like pretty much ruthless high standards. And it's like one of my non-negotiable in like everything that I do at my company or in my personal life. It's very very high standards. And there are a lots of things that are like non-negotiables, but I won't like get very very detail into this. And I'm like not for like when like I'm focusing on on my business, I'm like just focusing on my business, and I'm like not going to pick up the phones of my family or my friends or anyone else. And I'm just locking. And if you want to like talk to me, and like if you want like anything from me, then talk to me, and basically message me and do anything after 9 p.m. and basically 11 p.m. But from like 7 a.m. to basically 9 p.m. I'm like busy, and I'm locking, and you don't have access to me. And yeah, like I like you, I love you, you are great, you are amazing, but sorry, I'm like not available at those hours. And that's it, and that's my biggest non-negotiables. And the next question is, what's the hardest mental shift you had to make as a founder? So I think a lot of people, the thing I call this the founder's curse. And the founder's curse is basically is when you can like see the future, and you basically have a vision, and you can like see the future, but people around you cannot see and cannot like understand. And that's like the founder curse. And you are like going to be misunderstood. And the hardest mental shift like I had to make as a founder is to basically accept that it's like going to take a lot of time first of all. And it's like not easy. And people don't like care about you. And you are in like in business for like people, and you are like not here for yourself. Business is not like about you. Business is like about the people you choose to serve. And that's the hardest mental shift that I had to made as a founder. Because back then I used to make decisions that basically helped me, and basically were like easy and helpful to me. And did not but those decisions were not like best for the people that I choose to serve, and my customers and my clients. But now I'm like make decisions based on things that are like always like best interest serve the best interest of my client and my customers. And basically I've like changed this mindset to thinking that business is about me to business is all about serving my customers. And the next question is, what's one mindset shift that change everything? So it's just that I think beliefs. So beliefs are like very very powerful, and I've like not like even I have like very very wrong beliefs I used to have, and now I'm like I have very beliefs that are like grounded in reality and grounded in truth. And it's like the mindset shift that have like changed everything for me, because if you like closely look at life from a higher perspective, then you will see that all life is basically about like belief. And it's like all about beliefs. I am making this video right now because I believe something, and you are watching this video because you believe something. I am sitting here at this place because I believe something, and you are sitting here and you are where you want to be in life because you believe something. And we just like seeks to reconfirm what we believe. And your beliefs basically create your reality. And I like it's not like just about life, it's like also about business, because I think I used to have like very wrong beliefs in business also, but now I've like basically changed and audit my belief. And what I do every single month at the end of month is to basically sit down and write down my like beliefs and my limiting beliefs, and basically change them and audit them. And I do like audit of belief system every single month. And I think beliefs are like hugely important thing, because the way you see the world directly aligns with your belief system, and it is impossible to be successful if your belief systems are not in alignment in with what you want. And you've created your reality through the solid perception of truth through like belief systems. And it's like a very very powerful thing. And I think people think that like it's about like scripts, it's about like the ad copy, it's like about these tactics or this method or this thing, but I can tell you that it's not about all of these things. And it was like never a sales scripts, it was never like a outreach method or a certain tactic. It was like all about the biggest leaps and bounds that I've made in business comes from like changing a belief or changing my mindset or basically changing my worldview. And I think becoming a billionaire, becoming a multimillionaire is not like about those tactics, it's all about like seeing the world in a certain way. And the thing about worldview is that the way I see the world is not the way a billionaire or multimillionaire see the world. And the lens that I wear is like very powerful. And it's like all about seeing the world. And I used to like have very shitty paradigms and shitty worldview, but now I have like an accurate understanding of reality, and my worldview is like is great. And I think you have to basically change your worldview, your paradigm, if you want to basically change your life. And change your belief if you want to basically change your life. And belief are like the most powerful thing that I've come to realize this year. And I'm going to like forever make sure that my beliefs are like in alignment, and I'm like not believing like things. And if you like just want to like understand what you believe, then don't do like anything, just look at your actions, because your actions basically tells what you believe. And if you don't believe, then you are not going to act it, then you are not going to get results. And belief is like very very powerful. And if I believe that like I can't make 8 figures to like 9 figures from my business, then I'm like not going to basically act on it. And if I'm like not going to act on it, then I'm not going to get results. So you have to make sure that your belief system are like in alignment with truth and grounded in reality. and you are like basically not deluding yourself and basically have limiting beliefs. And the next question is, what's the hardest truth you had to accept about your life? So the hardest truth I've had to accept about my life is that I'm like going to make a lot of mistakes, and like there are like really trade-offs, and there are things that I actually want to do in life. Like I want to pursue a lots of businesses and a lots of things, but I just cannot. And life is like very short, and I'm like right now I'm 17-year old, and I think it's like the hardest truth that I have to accept about my life is that it's very short, and I'm like going to die. And the realization of that is like very painful, and I just don't want to die. Like I want to die, but I want to like do a lots of things and a lots of things. Like I want to like I'm going to be in the game of entrepreneurship for now like 60 to 80 years till the death of my life, and I'm like just not going to like give up and basically retire or anything like that. I'm going to basically play this game forever and forever till the death of my life. And I just think about like the real trade-offs and what if and what happens like if I basically choose to start a e-commerce brand instead of like Imperium agency. What if I like start a consulting business instead of Imperium? What if like I do this instead of this? What if my life would be like that instead of that? And I just want to like make sure that like I have experienced life to its fullest, and I want to be like basically achieve and get everything out of life, and I don't care like about how much long it took. I just want to get what I want, and like it's life is like very short, man. Like it make me feel sad, and I want to like do a lots of businesses. I want to like pursue greater opportunities, but it's like just not enough time, and that's like the hardest truth I have to accept about my life. And the next question is, what's one thing about you most people completely misunderstood? So I think the thing that most people completely misunderstood about me is that a lot of people think that like I am an idiot, I am like a fool, and I'm like deluding myself. But I think you don't like understand the power of being delusional and like be delusional. And I'm like pretty much delusional, and a lot of people think that like I'm crazy, and that's okay because like the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do, and I'm like crazy to think that I can do it. And yeah, like I'm going to do it. And I've like told you that I don't care, and I really don't care what like people think of me, and I don't care like if you misunderstood me. Like I'm willing to like be misunderstood for a prolonged and a very long time of horizon, and I don't like just care anymore. And let's move to the next question. So the next question is, what's one principle you will never change no matter how big you get? So the principle I will never ever change is to basically never stop learning. And I know like a lot of people that I've seen, they like stop learning after like a certain point, and the day like I stop learning is the day when like it's like the death of my business, and I will like never ever stop learning, and I will like keep reading like one book per week for the rest and till the death of my life. And I know like life's going to hit me, but I'm still going to like continue reading and learning. And I think the more you learn, the more you earn. And this is like a quote from Warren Buffett, and he's like the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, which is like one of the largest company on planet Earth, and have like 400 billion on cash, and which is insane. Like there is not like any other company that have that such amount of cash. So I believe that it's like the one principle that I will never change is to basically learn and read and basically learn about life and learn about business. And I know the thing is that I know that like I'm going to become like good at future, and basically I'm going to be like very good at life and very good at business, and I'm going to think that. But the thing is that and the truth is that the father who think that he's a good father is not a good father. And I know like I keep repeating these things in many of my previous videos, but I think it's like very important, and you just have to understand that the father who think that he's a good father is not a good father. And the moment you like feel like you are like good enough, you stop like becoming good enough, and that's when you basically make things a little bit mess. And I'm like no, never ever going to basically stop learning because life and business like never stops teaching. And I'm like forever going to learn things. And that's one principle that I will never change, no matter how big I got or how big my company got. And the next question is, what's your biggest regret in business? My biggest regret in business is to basically not learning how to sell. And I think sales is like the most important skill, and I've basically not master sales right now, and I'm like still learning and in the process of becoming a great salesman. And I think that's my biggest regret in business, because if I've basically learned how to sell very early on in my life and in business, then I would like have a great and a profitable business. And that's like my biggest regret. And I just want to make sure that like every person who's like starting out business and is like asking advice from me, I would say him to like basically learn how to sell, because it's like a skill that will pays off forever, and it's a skill that will basically never ever die. And it's going to like take me and take you like hundreds, and if not hundreds then thousands of hours to master. But however, once master, you will never ever go hungry again. So yeah, like that's it. My biggest regret in business is like not learning sales and not learning basically how to sell things. And the next question is, what's your biggest flex that you never talk about? So I think my biggest flex is that I have to like really think about it. I think like I have a lots of flex that I don't flex. So I think that's my biggest flex of all time. And my biggest flex is that I'm like basically not going to give up, and I'm going to like upload every single day on this channel. And my biggest flex in future is going to be that you can pretty much see and basically just see all my journey, how I go like from like 17-year-old broke teenage boy in India to a multi-millionaire by the age of 23, all the way from making 100 million by the age of 23, and building one of the leading advertising agencies in the world. And yeah, like that's what it is. And the next question is, what do you fear losing most? So the thing that I fear losing most is basically I have to like think about it, because I'm like not going to like answer false thing. I just want to be like honest and transparent and truthful with in this video. And the thing that I fear losing most in life is basically is losing like clear direction and where I want to basically go in life and go in business. Because I think like actually don't want to be like get in the wrong path. And I think I am like on a journey toward like a multi-millionaire and a billionaire. Okay. And I think the thing that I will like fear losing most is basically being like true to myself and being like authentic self. And I know like it might sound like a little bit cringy, but you have to also remember that like if you stay who you are, you stay where you are. And who you are right now is capable of nothing but the situation that you are in right now, and you design your life to the spec. And your financial status is a resemblance of who you are. And if you want to basically change where you are, the fastest way to change where you are is to change who you are. And I like don't like fear anything, and I just like don't care about losing anything or anyone. And I know like that's how I'm like just wire. And I'm like not like normal, I'm like just weird and cringy and crazy, and I'm like obsessed. And I get like obsessed over things, and I just don't care about like losing things. And the next question is, what's something your parents don't know about you? So the thing that my parents don't know about me is that how much like I appreciate them, how much grateful I am to them, and how much I want them to basically tell them that I love them. And I want to the reason why like I'm like eating shattered glasses every day and suffering is only because of them, and there's no other reason. And they are my why. And they are like my why for everything that I do, and he who is a why can bear almost anyhow. And they are my whys and nothing else. And everything that I do is I do for them. And if you are like watching this, then I love you, and I want to give you everything you want. And just like give you everything you want. And the next question is, okay, I get distracted. There were like a lots of cows there, so I just get distracted, sorry about that. And let's keep going. And let me just say that few things that my parents don't know about me is that I don't like study for 12th exam, and I'm like currently doing it, but I don't choose to. And I've like spent 20 to 30k Indian rupees on like just books, and not on like my like high school books, but on books that I read. And I've like bought pretty much expensive books, like 100 RS of like biographies of like billionaires and basically great peoples. And I've like pretty much expensive books, not like expensive for me, but expensive and totally thinking of my parents. And I've bought them, and they absolutely hate me for this. But like I know that I'm going to get insane ROI on that, not like just like in 100 or even in like millions and thousands. I'm going to get ROI of billions and billions. So that's why I'm like willing to invest and spend so much money on like buying books. And these books are make my parent feel like sad, and they are like not happy with it. But I want to make sure that I basically don't miss reading a book per week. So that's why. And I like really love those books that I buy. And that's why I buy those books, and I'm going to read them. Okay. And I just love my parents. And I'm going to like provide like great lifestyle for them, and I don't want great lifestyle for me. All I want in life is basically a business empire, and I don't want like a lifestyle. Because you can like either have a business empire or you can have a lifestyle, but you cannot have both. And the thing that I want is basically a business empire and not like a lifestyle. And I want to inject so much value into a marketplace that the market has like no choice but to give me what I want, which is basically a monopoly. And let's move on. Like we've got like a few more questions left here. And the next question is, what do you hate most about yourself? So the thing that I hate most about myself is that I'm like not very good enough, and basically I sucks. And I suck at making videos, I suck at speaking, I suck at talking, I suck at communication, I suck at sales, I suck at marketing, I suck at like coaching, I suck at like leading, I suck as a leader, I sucks as an entrepreneur, and I sucks like as a son, I sucks as a brother, I sucks like as a student, I sucks like a agency as an as an agency owner, and basically I suck at more things in my life, and that's like the thing that I hate about myself a lot, is that I suck at everything. And like I'm like sick of sucking at everything, and I'm like not good enough, and I will like never ever be good enough, and I just want to basically become good enough. And like that's the thing that like I hate about myself the most, is that I sucks at almost every single thing on like business and in life, and I just suck at everything, and I'm like going to get better at everything in future, and I'm like in the process of. And the next thing is, the next question is, if you were not running Imperium, what would you do? So yeah, like if I were not like running Imperium, I would basically study for my 12th exam, and after 12th I will like basically would be like doing a sales job, like a cold calling job, and I want to like basically I would be like working in a company, and I would like basically step up and climb the corporate ladder to become like a CEO of a major 5 Fortune 500 company. And I like just love business and the game of business, and I would be like working at a digital marketing agency, or I would like working at an investment bank or something like that, or an investment firm or a financial institution, or like a major big company, and I be like be like be doing something else other than like running my company, and I would be like working a job, or maybe like I would be doing like something another business, and I actually don't know until like I'm like not running Imperium, so I cannot like say for certainty. But I would be like something doing different, and I would still be in the game of entrepreneurship, and want to basically not live a average life. And the next question is, what emotion drives you the most, and how do you keep it from consuming it? So the emotion that like drives me the most is I think like anger, and I'm like bitterness. Yeah. So I'm like forever and always and day to day like almost bitter, and I think I've made a video about like bitter or better. You can like search it and go on my channel and see it by yourself. And like that's the emotion that drives me the most, is like bitterness, and I think it's like not an emotion, but I consider it as an emotion, and I'm like forever like I've been like bitter for all of my life till now, and it like drives me crazy, and I just want to like get better, and bitterness basically drives me the most, and getting better is how I like keep it from consuming me. And like I see someone who like making a certain amount of money more than me. I see a person who is like better at things than me, and I'm like very bitter, and I just like get better. And like in my high school I did not have like money to go to like malls when my friends used to go, and I just said that I don't want to go. I want to like go home, and I have some other works to do. Just it's like all excuses, just because I did not have enough money. And even though like I'm 17-year old right now, I still kind of don't have any money, and I'm bitter about that. But remember that you can like either get better, or you can either get better, bitter or better, you decide. And the next question is, who do you think had a deeper understanding of human nature? It's Nietzsche or Freud? So I think Sigmund Freud is like one of the most influential people on my like life, and also Friedrich Nietzsche. But if you ask me like who have like a deep understanding of human nature, I would probably say it's Freud, and like it's like hard to say, but I would say I think it would be like Freud because he was like a psychologist, and Friedrich Nietzsche was like also very great, and these both two people are like amazing, and they have like shaped and influenced the way I think and my whole life. And it's like just Freud who have like a deeper understanding of human nature. And the next question is, how did your interest in quantum mechanics start, and what drew you to it beyond just science? So like the reason why I did like quantum mechanics and is because like I'm like deeply fascinated by like universe, and I basically love science, and I like love quantum mechanics, and it's like fascinating to read about it and study it. And it's like not like just a science, and it's like not like the classical Newtonian mechanics and Newtonian physics, and it's basically different than that, and it's like a way of thinking that was like introduced in the early like 1920s, and it's like killer, it's amazing. And basically like physics is like foundational for understanding truth and for understanding reality. And if you can like understand physics, then you can like understand and get at the truth. And truth, or more precisely, is an accurate or more precisely an accurate understanding of reality is like the essential foundation for any good outcome. So if you can like study like sciences and basically quantum mechanics, then you can pretty much get good outcomes, because you are going to understand reality pretty much very greatly. And I think Niels Bohr is like my favorite scientist of all time. And these were like not normal scientists; these were like visionary scientists like Niels Bohr, Erwin Schrödinger, Werner Heisenberg, Pauli, and Einstein, and a lots of other scientists as well. That like I cannot like name them all in like this one video. And these were like that's not like normal scientists. They were like visionaries, and I think it's like just make me feel sad that I have not like seen any visionary scientists like them now in like this current age, in like this 21st century. And Niels Bohr is like my favorite scientist of all time, and I absolutely love him. And he's like one of the early founding father of quantum mechanics, I think. And you have to like read quantum mechanics because the principles and models of like quantum mechanics basically applies to business and in life. So you have to read that also. And that's why like I'm like interested in quantum mechanics, and these things like are what drew me to like quantum mechanics just beyond science. Because like it's like more than about just science, it's like about understanding how reality works, and basically about truth. And the next question is, what does Darwinian reality mean to you in the context of entrepreneurship and business? So Darwinian reality basically means that like it's not the strongest species that survive, but the ones most adaptable to change. And I think entrepreneurs should be like very adapted to change. And if you are like not changing as the environment wants you to change, then you are going to get steamroll, and basically you are going to get extinct. And all species plays a functional role in the ecosystem that serves like every single species on planet earth basically serves a specific role, a functional role in the environment that serves like ecosystem as a whole and contribute to ecosystem as a whole. And the species that like can't and are not like serving any functional role in like the ecosystem and contributing to the ecosystem as a whole, that species is basically is rendered as useless and is completely eradicated. And the same is true in business. And your business is like a organism within a species, and if it's like not providing enough value and problem and solving like enough problems, then it's like going to get extinct, and you are going to get out of business. and you have to like adapt to the environment. And right now it's like the age of like AI and basically artificial intelligence, and AI is like taking over marketing, and it's like changing marketing forever. And you have to be like very you have to be like a Darwinist and understand like the Darwinian reality. And the next question is, what's one example where adaptations save your business from extinction? So I think the one example where adaptation saved my business from like extinction is that I think we are like living in a trust crisis right now in like 2025, and people like don't trust anyone, and testimonials like are not working, and people are like not trusting, and we are like in a global trust crisis. And it's like a change we are seeing right now, and how like I am going to adapt and like how I adapt and save my business from like this thing is basically I structure my offer, and I basically have the sales ability to basically make sure that people trust me, and our prospect and our clients trust me so much that we are still like they like trust me so much, and they just basically trust me so much other like over other people that like I have a competitive edge, and like I've basically save my business from like extinction through like insane sales abilities, insane service, and insane like insane truthfulness, transparency, and honesty, and insane like offer, and how like I've structured my offer. And the next question is, what's one lesson you'd want every founder to remember when they feel like giving up? So like basically the moment you give up is the moment you lost, and the moment like you refuse to give up is the moment you are going to win. And winning is like just not quitting, and as long as you like just don't quit, you are going to win. And the people who quit are like actual failure, and just don't give up, guys. Like I can tell you, like if you just give up on your dreams and on your like business, then answer me this question, like what would you have left? Nothing, right? So like why would you basically give up on your business? And it does not make any sense for you to give up. And just like I know like it's hard and it's painful and it's like not easy and it sucks, but just remember that it sucks right now, but it's only going to get worse. And just don't give up, and you have to have this like founder mentality of like not giving up. And you are like going to basically thank yourself in future that like you did not give up. And I think a lot of like people and a lot of founders just give up before they like really make it. And like just don't give up, and it's like a hard painful battle, but you are going to get through it. And it's like and I am watching you from afar, and don't give up, like don't disappoint like the people who trust for you. And I know like your own people are like not going to support you, but I promise you that there are like millions and millions of people that are like unknowingly rooting for you and rooting for your success. And I want you to basically win, and I'm like watching from afar, and like I'm rooting for you. And like just don't disappoint for like other people, and just don't give up. And just think about your parents and like the people who have like really help you. And then like you are not going to give up. And if you like really like have this conviction in yourself and this belief that there exists a painful massive problem that you can solve, then you are like basically you will like eat shattered glasses, and like endure a lots of suffering to basically solve that problem, and you are not going to give up. So just like find a cause that you are like really passionate about solving, and you really want to solve, and then you can actually solve it. And then you will like never feel like giving up. And that's what has like happened with me. I like don't feel like giving up because like if I just give up, then like what would like I have left nothing, right? And I actually don't have anything in my life other than like my business. And that's why like I'm like never ever going to give up. And giving up basically sucks, and I'm like not going to give up. And like a lot of founders basically they actually not give up, like, but what they do is basically they start like new ventures and new businesses. And I think that's like not bad, but you have to like stick to one thing for years to make it like painfully work. And like there is no perfect business model, there is no like any perfect business. Every business have problems, and there is like no perfect business in this world. And you are going to like face problems, you are going to like have problems in your business, and you have to like wake up every day knowing that this problem is going to like take you a lot of months and years to solve. And then basically living your day through that. And that's like quite painful. And all it comes down to is basically how much are you basically willing to suffer and to get what you want out of life and out of business. And just don't give up, guys. Like I'm like watching and rooting for you from afar, and I want you to succeed, and just don't give up. And the next question is, what's the single biggest reason Imperium still exists today? So I just want to like make this like a printing machine, money printing machine, so that like in future I can like start new ventures that are going to like really put me on a trajectory toward multi billions and like even trillions. And that's what like I want to do, and that's like what are my plans for the future. And I think that's the single biggest reason why Imperium still exists today. And maybe it won't like exist in like few decades and few years, like I have not like seen the future, but still I can like say about it. And now let's like get pretty much personal. And now all of these questions are very very personal. And I like I want to cut them from like the from answering them, but I'm like going to answer them. So like the first thing is, how did you propose for the first time, and why do you think you get rejected? So I don't know like how to react on these questions and what to say about it. Well, like what can I say about these questions? Uh, like okay, so like I haven't like never proposed anyone, and I haven't like not even get rejected. And if I like do in future, then I'm going to make a video about that too, that like I get rejected, or I like basically this person accepted me or something like that. But I have not like get any rejected by anyone, and I have not like proposed any girl or anything like that. So yeah, I can like answer that question. And I don't know like who have like asked this question. And the next question is like, if you could say few things to that person who reject you, what would you say? So yeah, like in future if like I propose any girl and she rejected me, then I would just say that like I don't want to be like very egoistical and be like antidote. I like respect that you reject me, and that's completely fine, that's okay. I'm like not going to basically say bad things about you. And if you are like nothing, like if you are like awesome, and I'm like not going to be this have this like philosophy of Andrew Tate, and not going to basically like be mad and crazy about you, and basically chase you. And if you like reject me, that's like completely fine, that's like okay. And I know like it's not the right time, maybe in future it's right time, but now it's not, that's completely fine. And I just don't care. And I really like really don't care about like you, but like I have proposed it, so it's like kind of confusing like what I can say about this thing, but I would say that like I don't care, and I really don't care about girls, and I just don't like care. And by all means you should not like give up, you should not give care. And I just like could not care, and I'm like not going to answer this question. And the next question is, what's your favorite car? So this was the last question, I think. So my favorite car is basically Rolls Royce Phantom, and it's something around like half a million, and over half a million, I think so. And yeah, like I'm going to buy a Rolls Royce in future, and I love Rolls Royce cars, and that's like the only car that I think I'm going to buy in the future. And there is not like any other car that I'm going to buy in future. Only Rolls Royce and Phantom Rolls Royce. And yeah, like I'm very confused about like, am I going to buy like a white Rolls Royce or like a black Rolls Royce? And I think I want to like buy both, maybe both. And I will like basically spend like 1 million, one like over like 1 to 2 million on just like cars. And it like sucks, but I will do because I like just appreciate and enjoy those things, and that's why I'm going to do that. But before I do that, I'll like make sure that my company, Imperium Agency, it's like a money printing machine that is printing like 100 million or 500 million or even like 30 to 40 million every single year in like profit. And we have like a lot of net income. And I'm like going to buy it in cash, not like in stocks and in assets, but in like actual hard money cash. And I just want to like enjoy those things and appreciate those things, because what like I can do with money, like I'm going to die, and it's like better to like buy that Rolls Royce and experience it. And I like not buying Rolls Royce like just for status, because like I just want to like experience that car, Rolls Royce, by myself. And like I can pretty much experience it for like few weeks or few months or few days and then sell it again. And I could not care less about like materialistic pursuits. And I know I might like sound a little bit like materialistic, but I am actually not, and maybe I am, I don't know, because like it's like very foolish to like buy two cars just because your 16 or 17-year-old virgin was like very insecure. But like yeah, like it's like hard, and I don't know like what's going to happen. But like yeah, I'm like going to buy like two Rolls Royce, and like one Rolls Royce or two, and one is going to be like black and one is going to be white. And that's it. And I actually don't know like about any cars, and anything about cars. I only know like that like I want Rolls Royce. And remember that like the reason why I work so much hard is not that I want Rolls Royce. It's just that like I will have fun with it, and that's it, and nothing else. And I really want to like end this like thing with like few things that I want to say. So you see, I've like made it to like a few horse, something like 1 to 2 horse. And this is like a very long video. And if you are watching this far, so thank you very much for like making it so far. You have like way stronger attention span than like 99.999% of people out there. And if you can like make it this far, you are going to get very far in life. And thanks for watching this. And here are like few my personal notes that I like really want to say. So like my personal life is basically nothing, and I basically simplify my personal life. So there are like a not really question that you can like ask about it. And I don't like have any girlfriend or like anything like that. And I actually don't want any girlfriend. And I like you can like pretty much I basically want to like build my company, and that's like the thing that like I'm really and deeply passionate about, and I don't care like about girls, and I really don't care about girls, and I'm like not going to be like Andrew Tate and talk like those people Andrew Tate fans, but like I actually don't care, and that's not to say that like I'm not going to talk to them or like anything like that. Like I talk to them, but I actually don't like care a lot about those things, and I'll am just like focus on my mission, my vision, my like purpose, and I'm like chasing my goals and not girls, and yeah, like you also have to do this, and I know like a lot of people who like watch my videos are maybe young, and you like 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 relationships are like temporary, and companies that you are like going to build are going to basically help you forever, and the skills you are going to learn are going to help you forever, and relationships are like very very temporary. So make sure that you focus on like acquiring skills, and basically evolving yourself, because life's greatest accomplishments is evolution, and you are basically either evolving or dying, and I just want to like evolve as much as I can in this like my few years of life, and currently like I'm like very poor at 17-year old, and I like did not have any money, and I live like in very very poverty, and I live in like slums of Mumbai. Okay, slums of Mumbai. I actually live in slums and not like in some crazy apartment. And I know like a lot of people, a lot of you might think that I like live in a good apartment, but I actually don't, and I actually don't like have a room, separate room for myself. I basically work from a library from like 7 to 9 p.m., and that's what it is. And I'm still a student at in like Ismail Yusuf College. I'm in like 12th grade, and like I have board after 80 to 90 days, and I have not like study for that, and I'm studying for that right now, like doing maths and basically accounts. And the thing about like maths and accounts is that I actually don't have like clear concepts, understanding of like maths and accounts, basic concepts, and that's like the reason why I'm like struggling with it very very hard. But yeah, like I'm going to like learn and study these things for like few hours every single day, and I am like really like basically I have like realized the trade-offs and the true opportunity cost of doing this, and that's the thing that is like making me like very feel very very sad, and I like just don't want to basically like see, and like it's the opportunity cost are like immense, and it just basically sucks, and I just don't want to incur the opportunity cost that come with like studying for 12th, and I don't know like what I'm going to do after 12th, and if my like company is going to be like stable, and like I know that I'm going to like make decisions in my life, but my parents like decide to basically tell me what like I'm going to pursue in my career, and actually like not focusing on my business for like now, like for few weeks I would not focus. I will like still like work few hours, and basically like make videos, but I'm like going to study, and I just don't want to fail, because I don't want my parents to feel basically ashamed that I get so much bad marks and I basically fail. And like actually want to like pass the 12th board exam, and I'm like not that guy who basically drop out of high school at the age of 16 or 17 or 18 and drop out of like university. I'm like actually going to, I don't know like anything about what I want, and I'm like lost, and he who is lost cannot be found, and that's like the my worst fear in like in life and in business is that I don't know like where I'm going, but let's see what will like happen in the future and like a few days later. And I'm like going to also like always like update you about what's happening in my life and what's I'm doing and what's I'm working on, and what's like my plans for future. And right now my plans for like few next months is to basically study for like board exam, because I've like not study for like past 3 months. And a lot of people were telling me, Imran, study for like 12th exam, study, but I actually don't. And I have this excessive pride, is this overconfidence, this hubris, that I did not study. And like I turn out to be completely wrong. And it like make me like feel very shocked, like how arrogant like I was, and I still I am. And I'm like deeply shocked by like how arrogant like I'm still, and insecure I am, like. And I don't know like what's going to happen in the board exam. Like we like to like first of all it's maths, then accounts, and then it's like economics, then OCM, then Urdu, then English. I have like 6 papers. I have to like give 6 papers, and 2 papers are like languages, and one is like maths, and one is accounts, and one is like OCM, organization of commerce, I think commerce management, and one is economics. And economics is like hard in like 12th grade, and it's like includes maths. And I like have problem with maths, and actually don't like understand maths and accounts, and I don't know like what is going to happen. But we will see. And I'm going to like give the board exam, and I'm like going to basically make videos about that and explaining what went wrong. And every paper that I give, like the 6 papers, like first of all English, and I don't know like the timetable. And my exams are like very near, like after like 2 months, and I'm like terrified by it, and I just don't want to fail. I just don't. It's like not about me. Like I just don't care about like what people will like think of me if I get very low grades and if I fail. And like the real thing that like I'm really concerned about is like my parents, like my parents thinking, and my parents like what they are going to say to me, and what they are like going to do with that. And I just don't want to like make my parents like disappoint them, and I just don't want to basically disappoint them by failing or by getting low grades. So I'm going to study a lot and work a lot harder to understand maths and understand accounts, and basically sucks more than like getting clients. And I would like rather like to basically work like 80 hours every single day and get no clients, than to like study for 2 hours of like my college. And it sucks, but it's only going to get worse. And thank you for watching this far. And I'm going to like update you on like how my papers went and how like I'm studying for 12th exam. And yeah, that's it for this video. And just remember that like the quickest fix is the longest path. And like I'm going to basically make a lots of vlogs about like me going to like my center also, where like I would give the board exam. So just stay with me, and I will like keep you updated. And thanks for watching for this far.